He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Jordan Rice hangs out. Trey Clifton. Right. Right back to Jackson. On the ball. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden. Cross, get out, ball later. He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Jordan.
In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver! And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60.
Going, caught and robbed from Sam Thomas. He'll throw over to first and double him up.
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Jordan Rice takes out Trey Clifton right. Right back to Jackie. On the ball. Flips it over to first and still get Alex Hardy.
Cross, get out, ball later!
And he might have just missed it. Caught and robbed from Jordan Rice. And that's a shot. That caught, what a play!
Oh, a moonshot. Oh, he robbed it! What a catch! What a catch!
Bears coming home. And he hits it. What a play! What a play! The double play from Jerry Langston. And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver. He's advancing home. I don't know if I like it. Oh! Down. He got him. Oh my God! It crossed the plate before he was there. Going, caught and robbed from Sam Thomas. He'll throw over to first and double him up.
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Oh! Philip Rosenbach walked off the season. Oh!
Cross, get out, ball later!
And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver. That ball's in play. Goes back, keep the game. Back at Thomas Playhouse makes the grab.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out.
I like it. That ball is absolutely tattooed. And what a roll! What a roll from Keaton again.
Flare it up. What a play for Peter McNeil!
Halfway through week 10, we are on clinch watch here at AWA Field. 2 games down, 2 series to go as we put the finishing touches on this regular season. I'm Trevor Butler, and for the time being, I'm solo up here in the booth, having a great time, and we've got all sorts of things to look out for today. Both teams with opportunities to secure themselves all sorts of seeding. The Stingers looking to find their way out of the 7-8 wildcard play-in game. The Nighthawks trying to find themselves at the top of the league with only one series to play. We'll discuss all sorts of clinching scenarios, but before we do, let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the Northern Nighthawks.
Jack Playhouse, University of Washington.
Drew Gradwell, Blue Mountain State University. Go Goats.
Philip Rosenbacher, Meadowdale High School.
Chance Justice, ITT Tech.
Philip Thomas, Meadowdale Middle School.
And for the Southern Stingers,
Peter McNeil, Eastern Washington University.
Jordan Rice, University of the Westgate Cougars.
Liam McFeely, Kimball Elementary.
Cole Blevins, Edmonds Woodway High School.
Nathan Jensen, Fife Washington.
Barrett Carlo, Meadowdale Middle School.
So as we get set to go, it'll be Drew Gradwell on the hill for the Nighthawks. As per usual, he has been lights out this season as he goes to work facing Jordan Rice. It's a short-handed Nighthawks team today, only 3 players on hand. Philip Thomas, Jack Playhouse, and Gradwell, who misses upstairs to Jordan Rice to get us going here in game 1. Rice, Carlo, McNeil due up for the Stingers as Jordan watches a 1-0 outside. He's been fantastic this season, has Jordan Rice put together arguably an MVP campaign as he takes a 2-0 downstairs and is quickly ahead 3-0. Gradwell, the rock and fire in at 58 for a strike, and he gets one back. That'll get me across strike from Drew Gradwell. Now the 3-1. Got him to chase 58, and quickly the count is full. Gradwell fighting back after falling behind early. The payoff pitch. Got him swinging 3 straight strikes, and Drew Gradwell bounces back for a leadoff strikeout. 58 innings pitched on the year for Gradwell, a 2.12 ERA, a 2.19 whip, one of the best in this league. 41 runs allowed to 98 strikeouts, 2 short of the century mark on the season for Gradwell as Barrett Carlo steps in. Carlo, a .345 hitter on the year. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Gradwell charges into foul territory and quickly is underneath it for a second out. Moving with haste on the hill is Drew Gradwell as Peter McNeil steps in. Second series back from injury for McNeil. A .167 hitter on the year, but only in 24 at-bats. 4 hits, searching for his first homer of the season as he watches a first pitch strike. Nighthawks going with their purple uniforms with the white hats today. Breaking out a look I don't believe we've seen this season. Only team in this league with the alternate. Sometimes they bring out the white jersey, but they go all purple today. McNeil's 1-1. And outside. So McNeil jumps ahead 2-1. Gradwell, the rock and fire. Ripped foul the other way, but saved by the speed check at 61. So McNeil stepping back in. Gradwell, another 2-1. Cut on and missed at 57, and we're all square 2-2. Gradwell looking to spin an efficient first. Rocks and deals. And missed inside. Caught him on that front knee. Right off the kneecap. Full strength today for the Stingers. Rice, Carlo, McNeil, Nathan Jensen, and Cole Blevins all on hand. As the 3-2 misses inside, and Peter McNeil has a 2-out walk. McNeil walking for only the 6th time this season. Again, as we said, a little bit of an asterisk there. He's been limited on time. Only the 11th walk issued by Drew Gradwell this year, and it brings in Nathan Jensen. First pitch to Jensen, just missing up and out for a ball. 186 hitter on the year. 8 hits and 43 at-bats for Jensen, who watches a strike on the inside corner. Stingers going with their classic black, red, black look. Black hat, red brim, red jersey with the black accents. The 1-2. Fouled the other way. Gradwall with Jensen behind, trying to punch him out. The 1-2 again. Flared up the middle. That'll drop in for a knock. McNeil around second. He'll head to third. That's where he'll pump the brakes. Nathan Jensen, a 2-out single. Lucky number 9, the base hit category on the year. Moves McNeil to the hot corner, and it's a runner in scoring position for Cole Blevins. So after 2 quick outs on only 5 pitches for Drew Gradwall, the Stingers have started to piece something together, and Cole Blevins has a chance to put them on the board first as he takes a ball up and in. Blevins, a 183 hitter on the year, watches a ball upstairs. He's got 10 RBI on the year, as that'll just miss outside. He's ahead 3-0. Gradwall deals. And he missed outside. That'll load him up for Jordan Rice. Excellent work by the bottom of this Stingers lineup to take pitches, find themselves aboard, and load him up for a potential MVP in Jordan Rice. Gradwall's first pitch to him. Missed inside. 2 walks and a hit, all coming with 2 outs in this inning, as Rice flares it foul. Prime opportunity here. Rice with 12 homers on the year needs a prolific day. As he flares this one, it'll just drop foul. A big day could see him catch and or pass Zane Phillips, the top of that home run leaderboard. Gradwall's 1-2. Pop up left center, tracking back is Philip Thomas, and he's underneath it. Bases get loaded, but Drew Gradwall gets out of it and holds the Stingers scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first. So as we get back to it here in the bottom of the first of game 1, Jordan Rice, no surprise, on the hill for the Stingers. We'll more than likely see him and Gradwall in each of these first 2 games. Rice sports a 287 on the year, over 47 innings of work, a whip of 2.4. So if you like pitching, you're in for a treat here in these first pair of matchups. Jordan Rice and Drew Gradwall, really one of the best tickets in this league in terms of pitching battles. And it'll be plenty of at-bats today for the Nighthawks. Only 3 guys as Philip Thomas swings on the first pitch, grounds it up the middle. He'll trot in safely with a first pitch leadoff single. Starting things off quickly for the Northern Nighthawks as Jack Blehaus steps in. Blehaus, a 500 flat average, takes a strike here at only 48. Got slowed way down as he cuts through 53, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Rice deals, just tapped foul. Jordan Rice moving quickly here in the bottom of the first. I'm saying quickly a lot, goodness me. 0-2. Pop up center field. Cole Blevins underneath it, and he makes the play for the first out. So 1 on, 1 gone. Bottom of the first inning here in game one, still scoreless. And as Drew Gradwell steps in, let's talk playoffs. Let's talk clinching scenarios. Both teams with an opportunity to vault up the standings as Gradwell swings through strike one. The Stingers have to win 2 out of 3 in this series. They cannot afford a series loss. 2 wins would move them to 11 and 19 on the year. It would put them a game above the Pilots in that 6 versus 7 race. Of course, the 7 seed will see the 8-seeded Pilot or the 8-seeded Wolfpack. They will be the home team as Gradwell takes ball 4 in the dirt. And it's 2 on with 1 gone as the lineup turns back over for Philip Thomas. As we said, it'll be plenty of at-bats, no shortage of swings for the Nighthawks. So the Stingers need to win 2 out of 3. That will leave them a game clear of the Pilots, who will play the Enforcers tomorrow. First pitch to Thomas, popped up high into right field and dropped by Blevins in foul territory. Had a chance to make the play, but just kind of snuck through his hands and falls safely for strike 1. Rice resets, deals an 0-1, and it's pulled toward Peter McNeil, who's going to throw to second and nab Gradwell. They crash into each other. Drew Gradwell tried to pull some acrobatics, but he got caught right in the line of fire, and he's tagged out for the second out. So it'll be runners on the corners with 2 away. First pitch to Blehaus downstairs for a ball. As he jumps ahead quickly, 2-0. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Bottom of the first, Blehaus grounds one to McNeil, who steps on the bag. And Jordan Rice escapes a jam of his own. Scoreless through the first. We head to the top of the second. Still zeros on the scoreboard. So we step back in here in the top of this second inning. Barrett Carlo will lead us off. First pitch on the way, in at 57 for a strike. Carlo 0 for 1 with a flyout in this contest. As he watches a ball downstairs, count moves even 1-1. Gradwell escaped quite a jam in the top of the first. We'll see what he's got in store for this second 2-1. Runs inside on Carlo. It's quickly a hitter's count. Now the 3-1. Just barely caught the zone. Oh my goodness. Fine margins right there as the count goes full. The payoff. Chopped foul. Still 3-2. No outs, top of the second, scoreless here in game 1 of this 3-game series. Nighthawks looking to keep the Stingers at bay. And after this pitch, we'll get back to those all-important playoff scenarios. Gradwell, another 3-2. Pulled over toward Thomas, who knocks it down, spikes in the dirt. And in safely is Barrett Carlo hustling down the line for a leadoff single. As Peter McNeil steps in, 0 for 0 on the day with a first inning walk. So the Stingers will, as we said, need to win 2 out of 3. It would put them a game above the Pilots, who play tomorrow. First pitch to McNeil, fouled back toward me. Heavens. Trying to take me out back here. Gradwell's 0-1. Push toward Blehaus. He'll get the trail runner. Carlo takes off for third. Nobody home. Barrett Carlo in safely as Peter McNeil grounds out to Playhouse. Heads up base running with nobody occupying third, and the go-ahead run sits 40 feet away for Nathan Jensen, who's 1 for 1 already today. First pitch to him, in for a strike at 59. The Pilots hold the tiebreaker over these Stingers. They took 2 of 3 back on June 17th. As Jensen flares this one the other way and off the base of the wall. 1 run will score. In safely to first goes Nathan Jensen. He's got himself a 2 for 2 day. And the Stingers strike first here in game 1. It's 1-0. So Cole Blevins, who's 0 for 0 in his own right, will step in now with 1 on and 1 gone. Watches a first pitch strike at 59. For the Nighthawks, things a little more complicated in terms of the postseason. They could finish anywhere between 1st and 4th. They've lost a pair of series to the Enforcers, 3-0 on July 13th, as Blevins cuts through 60 and falls behind 1-2. And they lost a 2-1 series to the Enforcers on April 21st. They also own a pair of series losses to the Aces, as the 1-2 misses downstairs. They were swept on June 29th and fell 2-1 on April 13th. Gradwall's 2-2 fouled off. They have series wins over the Mojo, a sweep on June 22nd, and a series win over the Cyclones. That was 2-1 on June 10th as Blevins hacked at it but couldn't connect, down swinging for the second out as Cole Blevins as the lineup turns. A sweep in this series would leave the Nighthawks in first over the Mojo via tiebreaker. Of course, the Enforcers still yet to play. We will see them tomorrow. They will set up shop at worst where they currently are, a game back of the Mojo, who wrapped up their regular season at 19-11. First pitch to Rice. Half swing held off. So a sweep would leave these Nighthawks tied for first. They take 2 of 3 from the Stingers. They would clinch third as that's swung on and missed for strike 1. They would wrap up the regular season 18-12, and via tiebreaker would overtake the Cyclones as that's grounded up the middle and bobbled. Playhouse couldn't handle it, and in safely is Jordan Rice. Jensen trots to second, and the inning continues as Barrett Carlo steps in. 1 for 2 led off this frame with a single as he watches a first pitch strike. Now winning 1 game would clinch 4th for the Nighthawks as that's fouled off. And a sweep would leave them in a tie with the Aces. So lots to play for here for the Northern Nighthawks, who still could finish all over the table. 1-2 in the dirt. It's been a busy second for Drew Gradwall, already up to the half-century mark at 50 pitches. And his 2-2 here misses outside. The count is full. Now the rock and fire. Ground ball back up the middle, past a sliding hand of Thomas. Jensen will score. Here comes Rice in his own right. No throw to the plate. A 2-run double from Barrett Carlo. And the Stingers are stinging here in game 1. It's 3-0. The bats are awake here in the top of this second inning. A 3 spot as Peter McNeil steps in. McNeil 0 for 1 with a walk in this one. A runner in scoring position for him as he leaves the first pitch up and out for a ball. It'll be Gradwall, Thomas, and Playhouse due up in that order. That's 61 saved by the speed check there is McNeil. Top of the second inning. Here in game 1, Nighthawks Stingers. Second to last game of this final week of the season as McNeil just catches a piece of that at 60 flat. Now the 1-1. Cut on and missed at 58. Gradwall a strike away from getting out of it. Delivers a 1-2. Upstairs. McNeil had to sneak out of the way of that one. Rocking the goggles today. Now the 2-2. Swung on and missed at 57. Down swinging goes McNeil. But the Stingers played a trifecta and take a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the second. So Drew Gradwell will lead us off here in the bottom of the second, looking to work back into this one. 3-0 Stingers your score here in game one. 1-0 grounded toward Rice, skipped off his hands right to Carlo. Throw was a little up the line, might have pulled Blevins off the bag. Solid hustle from Drew Gradwell to get down the line, and most certainly off the bag was Blevins, pulled him up the line, so Drew Gradwell's in safely as Philip Thomas steps in. Turns on this one, but a lot of air underneath it. McNeil tracks it all the way in and finds himself underneath it for the first out. Solid hustle from Peter McNeil, charging in from that hybrid shortstop center field position. Makes way for Blehaus, 0 for 2 today as he... What in the world? And the radar told me 85 right there. I don't think that was the case. So that'll miss downstairs for a ball. Blehaus ahead 1-0. Watches that one miss outside for ball 2. Just dropping in at the top of the zone. 57 out of Rice. Now the 2-1. Popped up right side. Rice tracks it, but he had to pump the brakes. He was getting close to the concrete. Wisely slowing things down there. It's tough. He's wearing cleats. You know, you get on that concrete and you're ending up on your rear end. The 2-2. Called at 59. Froze him up for strike 3, and there's 2 down. A huge second out. And as Gradwell steps in again, Jordan Rice, an out away from hanging another 0. He has been shut down on the hill today, has Jordan Rice. Gradwell 1 for 1 with a single. Came to lead off this inning as he takes a ball inside. Now the 1-0. Healthy hack, but he can't connect with 55. Steps out, recalibrates, and resets. Rice is 1-1. Missed outside ball 2. Now the 2-1. Big time hack at 47. Whole lot of break, and it's all square 2-2. Rice trying to find his way out of the inning. The 2-2. Pulled left side. It rises and leaves the yard. That looked like it was dead on for the wall off the bat, but it carried air underneath it and just sneaks over to the deepest part of the park. Drew Gradwell doing it himself makes this a 1-run game. Brings him into the double-digit club with 10 homers on the year. And the Nighthawks are right back in this game. It's 3-2. Lineup flips for Philip Thomas, 1 for 3, but he's got a lot of power in that bat. 11 homers on the year, and he was swinging for 12 right there. Rice is 0-1. There's 12. That ball is crushed over the pole and gone. It just sneaks over the foul pole in right field, and back-to-back Jacks have this game even. Right on cue, Philip Thomas. A huge homer. And the Nighthawks answer back again. Both teams went scoreless through the first, but here in the second, things really kicking into gear as Playhouse swings at this one, drives it to center field. It's a hat trick for the Nighthawks. Back-to-back-to-back jacks, and all of a sudden, the Northern Nighthawks have the lead. Unbelievable. We had an absolutely cinematic series yesterday with 2 walk-offs and a third game that ended with a bases-loaded strikeout. And today, things are shaping up in just the same way. 4-3 Nighthawks with 2 outs here in the second as that's fouled back. Can Gradwall make it 4? Swinging for it right there. Rice ahead 0-2. Tapped foul. Gradwall trying to stay alive here, keep this inning going. It was his liner of a homer that started us off as that'll miss outside for ball 1. Now the 1-2. Got him swinging down, hacking goes Gradwall, but the Nighthawks answer back in more with a 4 spot on 3 straight homers to take a 4-3 lead as we head to the third. So getting ready to gear up once again here in the top of this third. It'll be Jensen, Blevins, Rice due up for the Stingers, who are chasing a run to tie. 2 to take the lead. First pitch to Jensen. Cut on and missed at 60 flat. I've been joined up here in the booth by my great friend Neil Pape. Neil, how you doing today?
Doing pretty well, Trevor.
Delightful. Cut on and missed, and Jensen's behind 0-2.
Excited to be able to watch this game. The Stingers, really pivotal one for them here.
Yeah, that's
I'm
for
sure you've already discussed.
0-2, chased him into the dirt. Strike 3 swinging for a big first out. Yeah, both teams with lots to play for here. Stingers need to take 2 of 3 to find themselves temporarily in 6th heading to tomorrow's contest.
What's that?
Yeah, going to need at least 1 game here in this 3 series to tie them with the Pacific Pilots, who do currently occupy that 6th slot. They looking pretty good in this game so far, going into the bottom of the second, but like you said, 3 straight home runs from the Nighthawks give them the lead by 1 here.
That was strikeout 101 on this season from Drew Gradwall.
Very impressive feat.
10 punch outs away from 500 on the careers. Blevins fouls that one back.
If I remember correctly, last year might have been 100 for him as well.
Yeah, he just said 101 is his personal best, so another record-breaking season on the hill for Gradwall.
Might have been sitting here right here with you when that happened.
Might have been. 1-1, flared to Playhouse. He couldn't quite make the grab, but he goes rumbling, stumbling, fumbling into first. Steps on the bag and makes the play for the second out. Yeah, so the Pilots have the tiebreaker over the Stingers. They took a series victory over the Stingers earlier this season, so it needs to be 2 of 3, and then the Stingers will eagerly watch tomorrow's matchup. First pitch upstairs for a ball. Eagly? Like bald eagly, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a new word. 1-0 to Rice. Popped up right side at the wall. This game is tied. Jordan Rice not done yet.
Yeah, Jordan Rice coming up big there with another home run, going to tie this game with a ball heading over that right fence. I believe it hit the tree, but Jordan Rice really been a pivotal player for the Stingers this year. Once Peter McNeil got injured kind of at the beginning of the season, he stepped up in a big way throughout the year, especially on the mound and in the batter's box. Really an MVP candidate, most likely.
And he keeps building onto that campaign. That was homer number 13 on the year. 2 away from tying Zane Phillips at the top of the leaderboard. 3 away from taking the lead as Barrett Carlo leaves the first pitch upstairs for a ball. Top of the third inning, game one, all square at 4 with 2 outs. As Carlo leaves one in the dirt, and he's ahead 2-0. Gradwall deals home. Fouled back. Yeah, at least we don't have any uncovered cups of water up here today. 2-1, froze him up. He thought for about 90% of that pitch he was going to swing and then backed out at the last second. Both guys exchange a laugh, the 2-2. Inside, and the count is full. Gradwall, the payoff. Tapped foul. Carlos stays alive, count stays full. It'll be Thomas, Blehaus, Gradwall in that order in the bottom of this inning. But first, the payoff. Grounded foul at the last second. Just rolled out of play.
Yeah, I kind of felt with the way that those roots were aligned that it would have gone off to the right, but actually takes a swing left and just goes foul.
Certainly a sigh of relief for Philip Thomas over there at third. So we'll try it again. This will be pitch number 8 of this at-bat. Peter McNeil sits on deck should he get a chance to swing. We saw game 1 yesterday go into extras. The 12-8 final score via a Sam Thomas walk-off grand slam in game 1. It was 2 walk-offs. Sam Thomas in game 1, Aaron Schofield in game 2, and then Moses Valdez. The huge strikeout of Zach Inouye as that's grounded toward Thomas. Eats him up on a hop. Comes up firing, but it's dropped at first. Like father, like son, Jack Blehaus looking like Tommy Tickets over there at first base.
Certainly. I believe it would have been in time if Blehaus had been able to hold on to it, but just kind of hits the outside of his hands as he tries to go to grasp it and falls to the ground. Barrett Carlo going to earn just first base, but keeps this inning going. 2 outs. Peter McNeil.
Hit off the end of the bat.
Yeah, that's not something you see every day.
That's unlucky. Falls behind 0-1. As he taps that one foul, so back-to-back pitches making a little bit of contact. Gradwall the 0-2. Outside. Carlos set up shop on first. Jensen on deck, the 1-2. Same spot, same result, up and out. Count is even 2-2. Jensen having quite a day. Already a pair of base hits under his belt. The 2-2 is flared the other way. Back at the wall, a leaping grab. Jack Blehaus makes up for it. Takes away a base hit and sends this game tied to the bottom of the third. So it'll be 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the third. Philip Thomas to lead us off in a tie game 4 apiece. Jordan Rice trying to send this one to extras.
Yeah, kind of all falls on his shoulders after the single home run, which equalized the game. Rice now takes the hill. Gonna have to fend off the Nighthawks here to keep the game even, send this to extras.
Rice behind 2-1. Deals to Thomas and just misses downstairs. It's 3-1 at hitter's count. As Thomas was swinging to delete that ball, but that was down at his shoelaces. Now the payoff. Pulled just foul. These two working quickly. Count still full 3-2. Another payoff. Half swing. Yes, he did. Down swinging is Philip Thomas for a big first out as Jack Blehaus steps in. Blehaus, the third of 3 straight homers in the bottom of the second. That gave the Nighthawks what was at the time a 4-3 lead. We'll see if Mr. Commissioner can pull off one more big swing here in game 1. One tap of the bat as he watches a first pitch strike at 57 on the high inside corner. That one enticed him, but he holds off, leaves it outside. Count moves square. Now the 1-1. Spiked in the dirt, ball 2. Now the 2-1. Ground ball left side over toward Carlo. Charges it. Throw is over the head of Blevins. Off the roof and out of play, so Blayhouse will take a trot down to second. All of a sudden, the tying run or the winning run in scoring position for Drew Gradwall. 2 for 3 with a walk, single, and homer in this first game. Can he hand himself the win on the hill? Rice trying to strand the winning run at second and send this one to extras. Gradwall inspecting something on the bat. Now steps in. First pitch on the way. Cut on and missed at 53. He was just underneath it. Now the 0-1. Outside. 50th pitch of the day right there for Jordan Rice. Bottom of the third, game 1. 1-1 froze him for strike 2. Now the 1-2. Got him swinging at 49. Down to a knee goes Drew Gradwall. Pulling his best Adrian Beltre impression for the second out. Lineup turns to Philip Thomas, 2 for 5 in this first game with a single and a homer. Can he double dip in the homer category and win this first game? Takes a ball outside. It's assumed that Blayhouse will be running on almost anything.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take advantage of whatever you can get here. If you're Blayhouse,
2-0 pulled just foul.
You thought it had a chance of hitting the pole there for a second, but just peels off to the left.
Long strikes are still strikes. Here's the 2-1. Just catching the high outside part of the plate. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, probably could only tell from the sound there.
On the 2-2. Got him swinging on a pitch that nearly hit him. Jordan Rice strands the winning runner, and for the second day in a row, we've got extra wiffle ball here in game 1. We head to the 4th. So 4-5-1, Jensen Blevins Rice due up in the top of this 4th inning. First inning of extras here in game 1. First pitch into Jensen. Cut on and missed for a strike. 2 for 3 with a pair of singles is Jensen as he falls behind 0-2. Trying to start things off on a high note here in the 4th. 0-2 missed upstairs. Wisely pumping the brakes is Nathan Jensen as he chases 58 and goes down swinging. Big first out here in the top of this 4th as Cole Blevins steps in. Blevins 0 for 2 with a walk in this first game. Can he be the one to get it started for the Stingers? Jordan Rice sits on deck. You most certainly want to retire Blevins if you're Drew Gradwall.
Yeah, the Stingers are really going to need to build some offensive momentum here.
First pitch to Blevins, grounded toward Thomas, charges, bare hands, fires, and it's up the line. Snuck through the hands of Blayhouse again. Would have been in time, but he can't quite haul it in.
That was close enough, I think.
It's a tough outing right now for Jack Blayhouse. That'll go down as a hit. It was a challenging play. But Jordan Rice steps in with 1 on and 1 gone.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Blevins at first, Rice at the dish, Carlo on deck. First pitch fouled back. 1 for 4 with the homers, Jordan Rice, number 13 on the year. 2 shy of tying Zane Phillips. As he watches strike 2 and golf swings it over to third. Gradwall looking for a second out. The 0-2. Got him chasing 59. Down swinging goes Rice for a big second out. Drew Gradwall one step closer to getting out of this. It'll be Barrett Carlo. Blevins on first, 2 away, top 4. Carlo 2 for 4 in this first game with a single and a double. Swings on the first pitch, pulls it fair down the third base line. Blevins will pump the brakes at second. But a single to the wall. As a runner in scoring position for Peter McNeil, looking for his first hit of the contest.
This would be the perfect time for McNeil if he's able to put it together. Gonna hit that one foul off to the left.
Behind 0-1, Gradwall deals home and finds strike 2, cut on and missed by McNeil. Gradwall once again a strike away. The 0-2, up and out. Uh-oh, there's a fire truck. 1-2 on the way. Same spot, same result, we're all square. Gradwall approaching the century mark, 91 pitches in this contest thus far. Deals it 2-2, cut on and missed. McNeil down swinging. And we head to the bottom of the 4th, still tied at 4.
More extras, huh? More extras? Give me a double.
Blehaus, Gradwall, Thomas in that order. As we get back to it here in the bottom of the 4th, tied at 4. Jordan Rice trying to keep this one going on the hill. First pitch to Blehaus, pulled past the hand of Carlo. He'll jog into first with a leadoff single. And the winning run is aboard for Drew Gradwall. Gradwall 2 for 4 with a single and a homer in this first game. Where's the first offering off his back? Now the 1-0. Pulled to Carlo. Scoops it up on a couple hops. Throws to first. It's up the line. Blehaus will take off for third. He was just about halfway down the line when it hit the house, so he'll be in safely. And the winning run sits 40 feet away for Philip Thomas.
Yeah, that throw from Carlo just doesn't quite have the velo to be able to make it cleanly over to first. Hits the ground. First pitch from Rice will be a ball low. Second one high.
Thomas quickly ahead 2-0. Can he drive in the run from third? Rice deals. Cut on and missed at 56. 4-4 bottom 4th. Nobody away as that's outside ball 3. Rice trying to work his way out of this jam. The 3-1. Ground ball right side. Blehaus will come home. Thrown on in time. And the Nighthawks come all the way back to take game 1. A walk-off ground out off the bat of Philip Thomas puts the Northern Nighthawks one step closer to the top of the league. Well, we established this rule yesterday. You hit a walk-off, you get interviewed post-game. So Philip Thomas is with Robert.
All right, Philip, tell me about that run, pun intended, you guys had of home runs that led to this win.
You know, my mentality was not see that knuckleball. I just wanted to swing early in the count, as early as possible. So I ended up making some good contact, and, you know, after one person does it, it's contagious, and it just kept going.
Do you see that contagion growing as this series goes on and into the playoffs?
You know, hopefully, I think we needed kind of one of these games that we were like kind of high octane offensively in order to really get our energy going into the playoffs. So hopefully it continues, and you know, with our pitching, I think we're going to be doing just fine.
All right, good luck out there.
I appreciate it.
Back to booth, guys.
So we'll sport the same lineups for Game 2. Both teams completely identical. Of course, the Stingers, the home team here in this second game. So an update on our clinching standings. The Nighthawks have clinched at worst the 4th seed with their 17th win of the season. So worst case scenario, they'll set up at number 4 in the league. Another win here would help them clinch 3rd. And if they can sweep, they would find themselves atop the league heading into the final day of regular season play tomorrow. So it's going to be a really good one. If you remember last year, I think it was you and I on the call for that last game of the season between the Aces and the Wolfpack. And really there wasn't much to play for. And, you know, really it just kind of got silly by the end of that series.
I feel like I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Definitely the Wolfpack games tend to get a little silly.
They do. Yesterday got quite silly, yeah. I would say. Yesterday was an interesting one. That is for sure. But this year, much more to play for on this final day of the season. But we've still got 2 games to play in this series. Another loss here for the Stingers would eliminate them from 6-seed contention and would...
Yeah, lock them into that play-in game next Monday. So win or play-in for the Southern Stingers, and that's a game that you do not want to be in. I believe it's a best-of-1 against the Western Wolfpack coming in next Monday. About to get ready for pitch 1 here of Game 2, top of the 1st. Stingers on the mound.
Jordan Rice spikes it in the dirt, and we're back underway here in Game 2. Zeros on the scoreboard once again as Philip Thomas takes one outside, then takes one down low, and is quickly a pitch away from walking. So as we said, yeah, big matchup here, big game here for the Stingers. Wolfpack looking on as this one's pulled foul. And a loss would confirm our 7 versus 8 wild card play-in game. That'll be on Monday. And more than likely looking to be between these Stingers and the Wolfpack. 3-2 up high. And a 6-pitch walk to start us off. Philip Thomas trots in safely to first. We assume it'll be Gradwall versus McNeil in Game 3. A lot to play for both of these clubs still. Playhouse steps in. 1-on-1 gone now. Or 1-on-none gone, my apologies. That misses in the dirt for ball 1. This one popped foul the other way onto the roof. Jensen was tracking it over. He was ready to make a play, but settles far out of his reach as the 1-1 drops in. All sorts of off speed.
Yeah, that one up
1-2 rising and gone. Almost identical to Drew Gradwall's homer in Game 1. Playhouse goes the other way, and the Nighthawks off to a hot start here in Game 2.
And it's great that you called them Jacks in Game 1, as that's, I believe, the second for Jack Playhouse today on the day. Gonna get the Nighthawks out to an early lead, 2 runs here in the first. I believe In game one, the first inning was scoreless, so puts the Nighthawks at quite a bit of advantage here.
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially with this guy on the hill, Drew Gradwall. Winning pitcher in game one. Back on the hill here in game two. As he cuts through 53. He was not happy about that.
Slightly displeased.
Peppers this one up the middle, sneaks away from Rice. He'll hustle down the line and find himself walking in safely. Still nobody out here in the top of this first as Gradwall slaps a base hit single and the lineup turns for Philip Thomas. Thomas 0 for 0 with a walk. Swings on the first pitch. This one's going to rise away from Blevins. Gradwall will turn for third. He'll think about home, but slows down at the last second. Thomas in standing up with a double. And the Nighthawks swinging it well here in game two. As Jack Playhouse steps in again, swings through the first pitch. Does he have another homer in him? 9 on the year, away from, or 1 away from joining the double-digit club as he swings, pulls it just past McNeil, past Blevins. It's going to score, too. Playhouse and Thomas trade places, a standing double for Jack Playhouse. And the Nighthawks are cruising early. It's 4-0. Another chance to swing it now for Drew Gradwall. 1 for 1 with a single. Playhouse sits on second.
You almost imagine with this 3-person lineup, if this momentum that we've seen from the Nighthawks is kind of them being able to stay warm in between their at-bats.
Wouldn't surprise me. 1-1 cut through for a strike.
Easier to dial in those pitches. That ball's going to be hit off to the left, straight into the arms of McNeil, but he isn't able to field it cleanly, and Gradwall's just going to be able to make it safely to first. Playhouse will stay at second.
Yeah, just kind of ate him up there, so nothing he could do, and the inning continues. Still nobody out. As that is destroyed off the tree, nearly hit the Trevor May target. It's going to end the inning and make it 7-0 Nighthawks. Philip Thomas, homer number 13 on the year. He's right in the thick of that home run race. So back on the hill is Drew Gradwall, pitching with one heck of a cushion. 7-0 your score here in game two.
Yeah, that was one of the most dominant half innings I've seen, not just because of the score, but just at the speed that they were able to get it done. I believe no outs, but even able to get on base fairly quickly. We'll see a defensive change here with Philip Thomas and Jack Playhouse swapping sides.
Playhouse struggled over at first in game one, so he'll have a chance to really redeem himself here. First pitch misses inside to Rice. Opportunity here for the Nighthawks to pick up what is called a kill shot in the college baseball world, as that's in for a strike. It's defined by a inning in which one team scores only 2 or more runs, this of course being a few more than 2, while also holding their opponents scoreless. So big opportunity here as Gradwall's 2-1 is cut on and missed at 60 flat. Rice working 2-2. Gradwall deals home and missed behind him, lost it there. Oh my. 7-0 Nighthawks. Bottom of this first inning here in game two. The payoff. Outside, and Rice takes a leadoff walk. Stinger's not willing to go lightly.
Yeah, Gradwell able to have a good start there to that at-bat, but somewhat struggles with control toward the end. I believe claiming that his knuckles got stuck on one of them will give Rice the walk to first.
As you see, a fantastic day for wiffle ball here in the Pacific Northwest. Late summer now, into the dog days of August. First pitch to Carlo in for a strike. When do you go back to school, Neil?
Actually, you fly out Friday.
Oh, fantastic. So that'll miss in the dirt.
Really getting to the end of days of summer
Yeah, that's
for me.
for sure. I've got a pack.
Likewise.
1-1 to Carlo. Misses up and out. Carlo trying to build on the leadoff walk and move Rice around. 2-1 misses inside for a ball. Now the 2-2. Chopped over toward first. Nobody was home. Thomas went to cover second. And everybody's going to be safe.
Yeah, and that's the struggle of playing with only 2 players in the field is once Thomas goes over to cover second, that leaves no one at first and just doesn't have an option for Gradwell to throw to secure an out there. But it's a bit of an odd hit from Barrett Carlo. Didn't even seem like he really thought that he was going to swing at it, and then did, and it ended up being fair. But after that kind of odd play, we'll now have Peter McNeil stepping in.
Peter McNeil, one of the all-time great walk-up songs. A little fruit salad, a little wiggles. Always fantastic. Swings on the first pitch and just kind of pushes it foul the other way. Let me ask you, what would your walk-up song be?
I've thought about this for a while, and I haven't really been able to come to a clean conclusion, but that ball is just going to be slightly foul.
Just missed.
Pull. Do you have one that you would go to?
You know, I subscribe to 2 different schools of thought when it comes to walk-up songs. I think I really like a good house music walk-up song, some sort of EDM, but it's got to be really like high energy. Lately, it's been Jackie Chan by Tiesto. I think that would be a contender. But I also think you can put on a great walk-up song as the 0-2 misses up and in, and McNeil's got to duck out of the way. I think you could pick a great walk-up song if it's something that everybody knows and is super easy to sing along to.
Yeah.
Because then you get the crowd into it. You get kind of everybody loving it. 1-2 misses outside. There's that clip of Bryson Stott and his walk-up song, I think, was Sunday Best. As that's popped foul out of play. And there's the clip from the playoffs a few years ago where all the fans in Philly are singing it, and then he hits a grand slam. I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty iconic.
2-2 fouled off again. McNeil fighting here. So yeah, I think there's 2 different ways you can go about it, but it's one of those things that I think is just constantly changing, at least for me. Another 2-2 misses outside. The count is full. You know, it just kind of depends on the mood, depends on the day.
Yeah, I feel like I somewhat struggle with, and that it's hitting. Oh wow. Sorry, got interrupted my thought.
Over toward Philip Thomas, and he had to scoop it up and make a decision. He grabs the trail runner, in this case, Barrett Carlo. It'll be runners on the corners with 1 away.
Actually makes that connection via the throw and tags him out on his way to second. It's going to clear the base at second. Runners on the corners now.
A fantastic tag right there. So runners on the corners with 1 away for Nathan Jensen. Cole Blevins sits on deck. That's in for a strike at 55. Yeah, I certainly think if I was a big league baseball player, I would be changing my walk-up song way too often. Pop-up towering toward Playhouse. He's going to be underneath it. Rice will tag. Now he's hung up. He's going to come home, and he just beats the throw. It was close. We may have to take a look at the replay, but
yeah, I think I'm going to side with you on that one.
Looked like Rice just got in before the ball. It's a good old-fashioned standoff between the two, and indeed he was safe.
Yeah, a bit of a test of wits there between Playhouse and Rice. But Rice ends up making it home. Going to put 1 on the board for the Stingers.
So they get 1 back. 7-1 your score now as Cole Blevins will take some cuts. McNeil sets up on second. Blevins takes the ball outside. Ground ball back up the middle. Playhouse charges, throws to first in time. Nabs Blevins, but the Stingers get one back. We head to the top of the second, 7-1 your score. So a new haircut on the hill for the Stingers here in the top of the second. Peter McNeil will take over the pitching duties. A 3.18 ERA and 11 1/3 on the year.
Yeah, was a Cy Young candidate last year, but not able to put up quite the same numbers due to an injury that took him out of the game for most of this year. Actually believe it happened while he was on the mound, ball to the eye.
So he makes a return to the hill here and drops in a first pitch strike to Playhouse. Top of the second inning, 7-1 Nighthawks your scores. That'll miss behind Jack. Playhouse, Gradwall, Thomas in that order. 1-1 grounded back to McNeil. Foot race to first, and Jensen sets up in time for a quick first out.
Great start there from McNeil. Able to put an out on the board. Might actually be the Stingers' first out of this game so far, I believe. Top of the first resulted in just 7-0. 7 runs, no outs for the Northern Nighthawks.
Brings in Drew Gradwall, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. As he watches strike one, whole heck of a lot of break on that one. Missed inside, it's 1-1. Nighthawks looking to build on this lead as that's jammed and pulled foul. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the top of the second. McNeil deals home and just misses high. Count even 2-2. The Rocket fire in at 59, froze him for strike 3. Peter McNeil looking vintage on the hill.
And it seems like that change is really paying off for the Stingers here after 2 great at-bats for McNeil. Was able to secure the 2 outs, 1 with the ground out and 1 with the strikeout. Will leave Philip Thomas.
Goodness me. Peter McNeil. He is looking fantastic right now as that'll miss upstairs for a ball. Now the 1-1. In at 58 for strike 2. McNeil, the 1-2, just catching a piece of it is Thomas. Really had to reach his bat out there for that one, the 1-2. Flare down the first base line, gets by Jensen, who recovers in time to make the throw. It's a 1-2-3, top of the second for Peter McNeil, who comes in and shuts things down in relief. To the bottom of the frame we go. 7-1 your score. So it'll be Rice, Carlo, McNeil due up here in the bottom of the second. Jordan Rice to lead us off 0 for 0 with a walk his first time. So we got treated to a great song from a great band in between, in the middle of this inning. First pitch to Rice, in for a strike. That being Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas the band, which I said was almost as good as Kansas the state and Kansas the university. Rice behind 0-1, looking for his first hit of this second game and looking for a way to get the Stingers back into this one, trailing 7-1 as that's popped foul the other way. Rice sitting on 13 homers on the year. Too shy of Phillips. There's one at the wall, nearly snuck over, but he'll have to settle for a long single, will Jordan Rice. Thought he might have had number 14 there. I was about to go into the home run call, but taken away at the last second. He'll set up shop on first with a leadoff knock.
Yeah, just somehow finds that space in between Thomas and the wall. Felt like there wasn't much there, but threads the needle.
Hitting it where they ain't. Old school right there as Carlos smokes the first pitch foul. McNeil on deck, Jensen in the hole. Nobody away here in the bottom of the second as Barrett Carlo takes a ball inside. Carlo 1 for 1 with a single in game 2. Watches one high. Sports a .375 average on the year. 4 homers for the righty as he taps that one foul to the backstop. Second to last matchup of this regular season. It'll be the Enforcers and the Pilots tomorrow as the 2-2. He was swinging a sword at it, and Carlo goes down on strikes. He went reaching for that one. That's a Jose Altuve swing if I've ever seen one. Just standing on your tippy toes trying to make contact. Makes way for Peter McNeil, who really shut things down in the top of the frame on the hill.
Yeah, McNeil really helped turn the pace around here after a poor start to the first inning. Gonna look at ball 1 on the upper outside.
Rice on first, McNeil at the dish, the 1-0. Up and in. Had to duck out of the way of it, did Peter. Now the 2-0. In for a strike at 58. Jensen on deck. 1 away as Rice sits on first. That'll miss a little downstairs, and it's 3-1. Gradwall, the hitter's count. Gets McNeil to foul it back, and the count is full 3-2. Now the payoff. Pulled foul. It nearly rolled back fair. But it settles in foul, and we'll try it again in the 3-2. We've seen a few of those this year that have rolled foul and then just trickled back fair at the last second.
And good on McNeil for running it out. I've had a couple people be caught by that, by kind of giving up too early.
Another payoff slowed him way down. And on strikes, Peter McNeil takes a walk back to the dugout. There's 2 away. So Nathan Jensen will step in for the second time. Drilled a sacrifice fly his first time at the dish. He went the other way with it. He's had a penchant for trying to hit to the opposite field in this series. Did that with a couple singles in game 1. Picked up an RBI with it in game 2. As he tags the first pitch foul just underneath it. He's right on it, as the great Denny Matthews would say. 0-1, just catching the zone. I mean, just barely, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Gradwall deals. Got him swinging at 56, down on strikes. And a leadoff runner is stranded. We head to the third. 7-1 Nighthawks, your score. So Jack Playhouse will lead us off here in the top of the third. 2 for 3 with a homer in the second game, and he really had to change levels to get out of the way of that one as he watches ball two. Peter McNeil back on the hill. We'll see whether they go with him or Jordan Rice in game 3. This Playhouse ducks out of the way, and he's ahead 3-0. As he jams this one back to McNeil, who makes the play. Playhouse kind of gave him a gift right there. Swinging 3-0, pops out for an easy first out. Paves the way for Drew Gradwall, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles in this one. Playhouse, Gradwall, Thomas due up in that order after they were retired in order in the top of the second. Gradwall takes the ball. Peter McNeil just shy of the 20 pitch mark as that's grounded back to him and through his legs. Through his legs. It would have been a surefire out, but golly, welcome to the Sports Center Hot Top 10, Peter McNeil. Oh dear.
Yeah, kind of tries to go for a tricky, funny pickup with his hand through his legs or something, and it just kind of misses it. Gets there too late. Ball's already behind him and isn't able to make it over to first base quick enough.
It's going to go down as an error because that was... Here's another opportunity. This one he's able to haul in. And Jensen, a nice job of not necessarily looking back the runner as Gradwall took off, but at least holding him on second. It'll move Gradwall to second. So productive out. As Jack Playhouse steps in again, he's saying something about the integrity of the game.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch what they were talking about.
Playhouse 2 for 4 now. Looking for another base hit. That could score Gradwall. Takes the ball upstairs. 7-1 here in the top of this third inning of game 2. Nighthawks took the first via the walk-off thanks to a Philip Thomas ground out / single, whatever you want to call it. McNeil's 2-0 to Playhouse. Outside again, ball 3, and we'll see if he opts to swing 3-0 once again. McNeil steps off, regroups, now comes home with a 3-0. And it misses inside a 4-pitch walk. And it's 2-on-2 gone for Drew Gradwall.
Yeah, needs to help himself out here, as in the runner, because technically there's still the runner on second base.
So he does represent that lead runner. Philip Thomas is over there, taking his place, essentially. Gradwall on second, Playhouse at first. Gradwall is also at the plate and takes the ball inside. Reached base thrice in this second contest as Gradwall. Twice via the single, once via an error. McNeil delivers a 1-1. And it slots in for strike 2. One away from getting out of this third. The rock and fire inside. Count even 2-2. McNeil comes home again. Got him swinging at 60 flat. Another 0 on the board for the Northern Nighthawks. Peter McNeil has been lights out in relief. but the Stingers have a ways to go. 6 to tie, 7 to walk it off. So we head to the bottom of the frame. It'll be Blevins, Rice, Carlo to get us going here in the bottom of the third as Cole Blevins watches a first pitch ball. 7-1 Nighthawks your score. Stingers need 6 to tie this game, 7 to take the lead. A loss here would secure the Monday wildcard matchup as Blevins catches a piece of that and leaves it for a strike. Gradwall the 2-1. Inside ball 3. If he can close this one out, it will clinch at least third. That's foul the other way, and the count is full. Clinch third for the Nighthawks, that is. The rock and fire. In at 57, froze him looking for a big first out. Drew Gradwall, dominant today. Chalk it up as punch out number 4. He's 2 strikeouts away from 110 on the year and 3 away from 500 on the career.
Yeah, and for the Stingers, this is a must-win game for them. And while they've been able to turn around the defense in the last 2 innings, they still are struggling to find that kind of offense. 1 run on the board. So looking for something in this third inning. Already 1 down. None plated.
First pitch to Rice is pushed foul the other way up onto the roof. It'll roll down and settle in just in front of him. It's like that old Campbell's soup commercial where the can follows him home. This one lined back up the middle, right to the hands of Philip Thomas, who stretched out and made the play on a line. That is fantastic from Philip Thomas for the second out.
Yeah, I mean, what a grab from Philip Thomas. Just catches it in his outstretched hands for the second out.
First pitch to Carlo, grounded back to Thomas. Nobody home at first. He's going to have to go for the tag, and he makes it happen. Philip Thomas, a busy man in the third, wraps up a Game 2 victory, wraps up a series victory for the Nighthawks, clinches them a top 3 finishing position, and locks up our Monday wildcard game. The Stingers will be the home team. The Wolfpack, the 8th seed, will be the visiting team. 1 more to play, and still a lot to play for the Nighthawks when we get back. Well, we thought we'd see him on the hill for Game 3, but it's going to be Philip Thomas instead. So Jack Blehaus has some time for an interview with Robert.
All right, Jack, top 3 finish for the crew. What's the feeling in the dugout going into the final game?
It's definitely a relief. I think bare minimum we wanted to win this series. 3 seed is a whole lot better than being the 4 seed and playing the Aces, who have beaten us every single time we played them. So now it's kind of a strategy game. Obviously, we're going to try and compete here, but I mean, who would we rather play? I don't know. That's the question.
Are you guys going to game the system? Is that what's going on?
We're not going to game the system. I think it's hard to go out there and not to try, but it's, the Stingers look good. The Wolfpack looked good last night. We played the Pilots last and we swept them. So I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to do.
All right, well, we'll see what the strategy is. Back to booth, guys.
So we'll see the same lineups for Game 3. Peter McNeil towing the slab once again for the Stingers. It'll be Philip Thomas, as we mentioned, on the bump for the Nighthawks, who are the home team here in Game 3. So he'll have the first opportunity to spin some. A 5.12 ERA on the year, 17 innings pitched, a whip of 3.7 as we get things underway once again here in Game 3. Nighthawks looking to find themselves at the top of the league here at the end of the day. Thomas, the first pitch to Jordan Rice, is pulled over the head of Blehaus. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. He'll round first and think about second. But he's in standing up with a leadoff single. Early activity on the base paths for the Stingers here in Game 3. As Thomas looks to regroup against Barrett Carlo. First pitch in at 53 for a strike on that low inside corner. Now the 0-1 spiked in the dirt. The 1-1. Chased it. And Carlo falls behind 1-2. Thomas looking to sit him down here. The 1-2. Missed downstairs, and we're all square. Carlo, a 364 average on the year. Thought about it, but holds off, and the count is full. The payoff from Thomas. Grounded back to him. Nobody home at second. Throw is over the head of Gradwall. Rice will hit third and turn for home. And he'll wisely pump the brakes. Got just about to the root, but holds off, and it's runners on second and third with nobody away.
Yeah, Thomas makes an awkward turn there right at the end, and when he releases the ball, it ends up just behind Gradwall over there at first. Kind of ends up over the foul line, but not quite out of play. Going to allow the runners to advance to second and third.
And we said it, that's the big challenge with only having 2 guys in the field is you can't turn a double play. You've got to hope that you're on the same wavelength as whoever you want to cover a bag as McNeil takes the ball. Top of the first inning, Game 3, Nighthawks took each of the first 2 as McNeil hacks through that one for strike 1. Just catching a piece of that, and it'll settle in foul. He falls behind 1-2. Big task ahead for Philip Thomas with a pair of runners in scoring position here. Resets in a 1-2 does Thomas. Now deals home. Slowed it down, it's just pulled foul. Came in at a blistering 43 miles an hour from Philip Thomas. So Thomas still ahead 1-2. 11 pitches under his belt thus far, looking for the first out of this third game. Another 1-2 to McNeil. A towering fly that is dropped by Thomas. He was hustling into foul territory. Came flying off the mound, but just couldn't get enough on it. Drops in as a third straight foul ball, and we'll try it again in a 1-2. Can McNeil make him pay? Swung on and missed at 52. Down on strikes goes Peter McNeil. For an important first out here for Philip Thomas as Nathan Jensen steps in. He's had a pair of productive games in this series thus far as he watches a ball outside. With a 2-hit day in Game 1 and an RBI in Game 2, the only run the Stingers were able to muster. Ahead 2-0 here. Cole Blevins sits on deck. Jordan Rice in the hole as that'll miss up and out, ball 3. Certainly an important out here if you're Philip Thomas. You don't want to face Jordan Rice with the bases loaded, but he may just have to do that as Jensen takes a walk and brings in Cole Blevins.
That will also load the bases up here for Cole.
1 homer on the year for Blevins. What a spot this would be to pick up number 2 for a Stingers team that now is just trying to play spoiler.
And kind of once that pressure comes off of the standings being really important, you kind of might see some better results from some of these teams.
Certainly. And I think the other team that is watching this and is certainly hoping for a spoiler situation is the Metropolitan Mojo, who could be knocked out of that top 2 with a Nighthawks sweep. In fact, with a Stingers win in this third game as that catches the high outside corner, a Stingers win here in Game 3 would, I believe, all but secure playoff seeding going into tomorrow as that misses outside. It's 2-2. The only one that would need to be determined is first versus second, as the Enforcers could still pass the Mojo. Blevins hacks through 54, down on strikes for a second out. But it would secure third for the Nighthawks. It would doom the Cyclones to finish 4th. The Aces have already clinched 5th. The Pilots have clinched 6th, and then the 7th and 8th seeds are all secured. So a Stingers win here would virtually wrap up seeding heading into tomorrow.
It would still keep the matchup pretty interesting, as first place is actually the only one that's on the line.
Oh, certainly. Jordan Rice steps in, cuts through the first pitch, and falls behind 0-1. Still would be a lot to play for, but Nighthawks win certainly would ramp up the intensity as that is destroyed to center field and gone. Just as we said, you don't want to see Jordan Rice with the bases loaded. And his 14th homer of the year sure is grand.
And he's been looking for another one for a while now. He's had quite a few get close to the wall and seemed very disappointed every time. I believe was really searching for this and absolutely destroys it straight down the middle for a grand slam, putting the Stingers 4 up in this first inning.
And the Southern Spoilers here to play in Game 3. Thomas will need to regroup now, seeing Barrett Carlo, who's 1 for 1 with a double. Takes a ball here. Now the 1-0. Spiked in the dirt, ball 2. Carlo with McNeil on deck. Takes a healthy cut there. Two and 1 misses downstairs. Carlo quickly ahead, 3-1. Thomas the Rock and Fire. Peppered to left center field over the head of Playhouse and looked like it might have hung up into the trees. Carlo takes a turnaround first. It's going to hit off the house and he'll set up shop on second. Must have just missed the trees. But Barrett Carlo will take himself a long double. His second of the contest and another runner aboard for Peter McNeil.
Yeah, I feel like it almost had like somewhat of a weird angle and hits the wall on the left there of Club 65 before falling into play.
Yeah, that's an intriguing one right there for sure. But it makes way for Peter McNeil. 2 outs, top of the first still. That's up high for a ball. McNeil with Jensen on deck and Blevins in the hole. unloads on this one to right field. Welcome back, Peter McNeil. His first homer of the season, and it's 6-0 Stingers here in the first.
Yeah, and after a quite devastating first inning at the top of Game 2, Stingers strike back with a run cap of their own, earning 6 in this outing.
That'll bring us to the run cap and end the top of the first with a bang. So it'll be Peter McNeil towing the slab once again here in Game 3, and much like Drew Gradwall in Game 2, he'll be pitching with quite a cushion, a 6-0 lead, as the Nighthawks take their first ups of Game 3. And, rather surprising, McNeil has looked very good today. So they're going with him instead of Barrett Carlo, as that is rocketed to Carlo. Oh my gosh. I mean, they say the ball will find you, but that was one of the highest exit velo swings I've ever seen right at him, and he wisely made the business decision to sneak out of the way of getting absolutely wrecked by a wiffle ball.
Yeah, might need to bring out some more of those safety glasses we see McNeil wearing.
Probably not a bad idea, as that's in for a strike. I mean, that was humming. I've seen some hard-hit wiffle balls in my time around this league, but man, I mean, that's a look-out moment. Some things are bigger than wiffle ball, as the 2-1 misses inside. 3-1 to Blayhouse is fouled back, and it'll join us back here in the booth. Count full 3-2. Bottom of this first inning, runner sits on first. The payoff. Grounded back to McNeil, bobbles it once, underhand flip. Thomas thought about third, but he'll pump the brakes at second and move up on the ground out.
Yeah, Rice actually comes off the base a little bit, making his way over toward first. Perhaps if he had stayed there, they could have caught Thomas on the way back, but Thomas stays safe. Remain one batter on second, one out for Drew Gradwall.
So Gradwall steps in here and takes a ball. That'll miss downstairs, and Gradwall is ahead 2-0. Watches a strike here at 59 flat. Two balls, one strike. As Gradwall steps in again, thought about swinging, but just pumps the brakes and runs ahead 3-1. Now the hitters count. The little jam sandwich over to Carlo, who trots underneath it and makes the play for the second out. Barrett Carlo, a busy man over at third, most certainly, but that one's going to be a little easier to handle. So 1 on, 2 gone. Bottom of this first inning, Philip Thomas steps back in, singled his first time up. Looking to put the Nighthawks on the board. Takes the first pitch ball outside. And now Peter McNeil needs to tie his shoes. I think Peter McNeil's a bunny ear guy, or the other way that apparently exists.
Seemed to do it pretty quickly, so maybe the other way, the one bunny ear one.
Yeah, like there's a weird way to do it. I was always a bunny ear guy.
Yeah, I'm also a bunny eared person.
I feel like that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, that's the way I was taught, and then later people seem confused that I did it that way, but
I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
3-0 is rocked to center field. Air underneath it. Rice at the wall. He made the grab. Jordan Rice takes away a homer. Gets a tip of the cap from his pitcher and sends us to the second. 6-0 your score. Back to it here in the top of the second. 6-0 Stingers your score, as Peter McNeil has to rock out. So his day is done as Nathan Jensen leads us off and takes ball 1 outside. 0 for 0 with a walk. Back in that high-octane first inning as he pulls this one foul. Top of the second and in game 3, 6-0 Stingers as they look to play spoiler. Jensen frozen for strike 2. We'll see if Thomas can settle in here. Chops this one foul. It's a nice spot to be in if you're the Stingers too, because you still have eligibility out of Jordan Rice, and you also have Barrett Carlo, who has been fantastic on the hill throughout this season. 1-2 to Jensen. Sent the other way. It's going to drop in. He wasn't sure. Throw to first is up the line and off the house. He'll have to park it at first. He didn't run initially, but it just dropped in front of Playhouse. He went the other way. And just as we said a little bit ago, he's been doing that a lot this series, and he's been finding a lot of success hitting it backside like that, just dropping it in, hitting it where the defense ain't. Old school small ball working out for the Stingers.
Yeah, I think once again missing that second baseman for the Northern Nighthawks causes Jack Playhouse to play a little bit farther to the right and just isn't quite able to get there to that ball.
Cole Blevins 0 for 1. Falls behind 0-1 right on cue as he takes a strike at 59. This is a very interesting Stingers team because they're going to be the home team in this one-game wild card. And, you know, most certainly if they can find some momentum, they have the combination of offense and pitching to take them far. It's not out of the question to see a 7 seed win the whole thing. We saw it just last year with the Enforcers. And this Stingers team certainly could get some eyes on it as this is pushed the other way, but foul on top of the shed. You know, come postseason time, they could really shake things up. They could really catch some teams off guard if you're not honed in on this nasty 1-2 and even 1-2-3 army of pitchers on the hill as he fouls another back.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this team almost benefits from these longer series where they're able to better utilize their kind of lineup of pitchers.
Blevins working a fantastic at-bat here. This will be pitch number 8 as he continues to battle Philip Thomas. The 2-2. Cut on and missed at 58. He goes down swinging after a lengthy battle between he and Thomas, and the lineup turns for Jordan Rice. 2 for 2 with a single and a homer, 14 on the year. Lucky number 15 would tie him with Zane Phillips. Can he? I've been corrected, so Phillips is on 14, so he's tied with Jordan Rice. And Barrett Carlo just said, why are you asking if you already know? But a homer here would vault him to the top of the home run leaderboard. We'll see if he swings forward here, takes a ball downstairs. 14 homers on the year. The 1-0. Thought about swinging, it looked like it went off the hands. So Rice goes ahead 2-0. Thomas rocks and deals. Ripped right side. There it is. Number 15. Jordan Rice adds to the MVP campaign. Crushes one out to right field and makes it 8-0.
And what an achievement for this player that, as the Stingers have struggled throughout this year without Peter McNeil, he really made himself the backbone of the Stingers offense, able to get the home run lead here in the final game of the season.
I mean, we knew he was going to swing for 15, and he certainly got it. As Barrett Carlo now steps in and takes a ball inside. 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles in this one is Carlo. 8-0 your score, 8 runs on 7 hits for the Stingers so far. Carlo ahead 3-0 as Nathan Jensen sits on deck. The rock and deal. Grounded back to Thomas, who makes the play on a hop underhand, flips in time for the second out. Nice little one hopper back to the bump.
Yeah, it lands almost perfectly in Thomas's hands.
So makes way for Nathan Jensen again. 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. He just deposited one in front of Playhouse, and we'll see what he dials up here as he watches a pitch inside for ball 1. 8-0 Stingers, your score, top of the second inning here in game 3. 2 outs as Jensen pushes this one the other way at the wall. It's caught. Playhouse showing off the acrobatics, hauling it in and ending this frame, but not before another Jordan Rice homer makes it 8-0 Stingers. So it's a new haircut on the hill for the Stingers here in the bottom of this second. Jordan Rice will take over. Had some work in game 1. Came out in favor of Peter McNeil. Got game 2 off, and now he'll take over on the hill to try and wrap this third game up and really shake up the postseason push. Yeah, you certainly figure both the Mojo and Enforcers are eagerly cheering for the Stingers. First pitch in for a strike. Catches that high inside corner. Playhouse frozen as he had to take a step back there. Now the 1-1. Misses low again, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff man, Playhouse. It'll be Playhouse, Gradwall, Thomas in that order. As Jack watches a third downstairs, he's quickly ahead 3-1. Little chopper bobbled by Rice. Throw to first up the line. Playhouse in safely on a challenging throw by Rice. He'll go down as a single. And he'll get aboard to start off the bottom of this second.
Yeah, that one was a little bit awkward. It took quite a while to kind of get out of that foul ball zone.
Yeah. So makes way for Drew Gradwall. Watches a first pitch strike. 0 for 1 with a flyout in this one is Gradwall. So he watches that one outside for a ball. It's 1-1. And we've seen crazier comebacks. You certainly can't rule the Nighthawks out. And what a story that would be. But you got a ways to go, down by 8 runs. 1-2, elevated out to center. Blevins is there, and he bobbled it once and made the grab. Nearly a disaster for Cole Blevins, but it'll go down as a banana ball type out.
Yeah, definitely gets a little bit lucky there that the ball basically bounces straight up off of his fingers. Gives him a second chance and is able to secure it, bring home the fly out, prevent kind of start of a... Well, stop the first domino from falling in this Nighthawks comeback. Had to find the analogy there.
That's for sure. So opens the door for Philip Thomas, who takes back-to-back balls to start things off. He's on 13 homers this year, so he's right in the thick of that conversation in his own right. As he doesn't really get a pitch to hit. He thought about just unleashing on that 3-0, but wisely holds off, takes a walk, gets runners on first and second with 1 away as Playhouse steps in again.
Yeah, that last one clocked at 37.
Whew, just a blistering 37 miles an hour. Blink and you'll miss it. They call him the Jacob Mizorowski of AWA. As he goes back to work against Playhouse and drops in a first pitch strike at 56, dialed it back up for him. Catches the high inside corner, trying to make quick work of Jack. Here, the 0-2. He'll wear it. Playhouse wears the 0-2. Gets one back. It's 1-2 now. As Rice delivers home and really froze him up. The knuckler gets him to watch. That thing was every which way, pinballing its way to the zone for the second out. And Jordan Rice is an out away from escaping some trouble here in the bottom of the second. Drew Gradwall back in once more. Oh for 2 with a pair of flyouts in this one as Gradwall swings at the first pitch, grounds it to Rice, tosses on to first, and gets out of the frame. Scoreless as we head, the Nighthawks are scoreless, I should say, as we head to the third. 8-0 Stingers, your score. So back to the hill goes Philip Thomas. He'll see Blevins, Rice, Carlo here in the top of this third inning. Stingers looking to add even more to their 8-0 lead as Cole Blevins takes the ball. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts in this third game is Blevins. As he watches a ball just outside here. Nighthawks have a long way to go to try and get back in this one as Blevins chases up and out. But the first thing they'll need to do is limit the damage here. 2-1 misses outside, and it's a hitter's count, 3-1 to the 5-hole hitter Blevins. Thomas the rockin' fire, and he missed outside. 5-pitch free pass makes way for Jordan Rice, who's 3 for 3 with 2 homers already, and has found himself atop the leaderboard. 1 homer away from the half-century mark on the career. He sits at 49. Thomas's first pitch. Upstairs for a ball. Now the 1-0. Drilled to center field. Playhouse at the wall. He makes the grab. That elicits a chirp from Philip Thomas.
Yeah, Rice kind of looking for any chance he can get to expand that lead. Of course, St. Phillips won't have a chance to strike back. Already played his final game of the regular season.
It's Barrett. Carlos steps in 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles in this one. It'll be 1, 2, 3 in that order in the bottom of the third. Thomas, Playhouse, Gradwall, the 3 due up. 2-0 to Carlo, saved by the speed check at 61. Thought he got it back. So still behind 2-0 is Thomas, as that's cut on and missed at 60 flat. Top of the third inning, game 3. Nighthawks took the first 2 as that's up and out for ball 3. But the Stingers trying to play spoiler and really shake things up in favor of the Mojo and Enforcers. They've secured the home slot for Monday's wild card game, the first game of the postseason. As Carlo is ahead 3-1. Thomas deals home. And it's tapped foul, but he's saved by the speed check at 61 again. So another 3-1 dealing. In at 57 for a strike, and the count is full. Thomas trying to battle back here. The payoff pitch. Got him swinging at 59 for a big second out. As Nathan Jensen will step in again. Can Thomas retire him and keep this game where it is into the bottom of the third? It's going to be a long way to go for the Nighthawks, but even yesterday we nearly saw a unbelievable comeback. First pitch to Jensen outside for ball one. Now the 1-0. Ground ball right side over toward Gradwall. Foot race to the bag, and he just gets there in time. A big third out sends us to last ups for the Nighthawks here in Game 3. Bottom of the third here in Game 3 on tap for you. Thomas, Blehaus, Gradwall, the three due up in that order as Jordan Rice looks to put the final trappings on a Game 3 win to salvage this final series of the season. He's behind 2-0 on Thomas. As he deals home and finds a strike at 53. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff man. Chopped foul. Swung at a pitch way inside right there. It's 2-2. As this one's a little pop-up, and it drops just in front of Rice, who punts the field mic. Oh, dear. That's a $1,000 fine coming his way. Good thing you guys are union. So 2-2 now to Thomas. As that'll miss outside, the count is full. Trying to work himself aboard. Here's the leadoff man at the bottom of the third. The payoff. Got him swinging at 54. A huge first out as Blehaus steps in. 1 for 3 with a single here in Game 3.
Yeah, Blehaus will now face Rice, who he has tried to convince to put in a different pitcher during the switching time in between the last 2 half innings.
So Blehaus trying to spark something here. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it the other way. He was way reaching in front for that one. Nearly keeled over trying to make contact there. It was a fantastic putt. Someone get him on the tour. Now the 0-1. Fell the other way again.
Trying to kill our spectator over there.
Look out. It's humming off the bat of Jack Blehaus. The 0-2 from Rice. Got him swinging at 56. He tried to snap the bat. Did not work. I think next time he should try to Bo Jackson it and just snap it over his head. 2 outs, bottom of the third, as Drew Gradwall snaps. Whoa, I'm still talking about snapping bats. Steps in and pulls this one over toward Carlo. Ate him up for a second. Throw to first in time. Barrett Carlo deals across the diamond with a fantastic throw to end this game and play spoiler in Game 3. That really irons things out heading into tomorrow, where the Enforcers will need to win a game to find themselves in the 1 seed. The Enforcers and Mojo have locked up the top 2, though. The Nighthawks will wrap up the 3rd seed, the Cyclones 4th, Aces 5th, Pilots 6th, and the Stingers and Wolfpack will play a 1-game wild card on Monday to fight for the last dog in the fight. That'll do it for this second to last game of the regular season. Nighthawks take this series. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.